The vast majority of single women today say they want to be approached more in real life by men.
This is how I literally train men to give me princess treatment. The key is to stop being a people pleaser.
I just want to know, where do all the single men hang out at?
3 feminine steps to be pursued by a man.
It doesn't require much to get a man's attention. Men really aren't hard to understand.
Okay, ladies. Can we talk about how to be approached by the type of men that you actually like?
If you want him obsessed with you forever, there's one simple rule you need to understand.
Men are never approaching you in public. It's not that you're doing something wrong.
If you're not being approached, they're just not interested. It's not complicated. Kindly subscribe to the channel, as it is our sole form of support. Thank you.
You want men to approach you on your walk? Follow the SBC method. Shoulders back, boobs up, chin up, maintain eye contact, and hold. If you really want to ensure that he stops you, you can do this number. Blink, head tilt, smile, show the carotid artery. For him, it's giving, wow, I know her. For you, I mean, a bee could have flown in your eye. He'll probably say, do I know you? And you'll say, morning. Be bold. You are the goal. And secure the bag, goddess.
Secure the bag, you say, huh? This advice she's given to women is for the women who intentionally goes outside to try to get into a man's pocket after making contact. Their only goal is to drain you. These are the women that are looking to be saved from their current lifestyle and looking for a come-up from a man's hard work. It's quite disgusting. They only look at men as a servant to fund their lifestyle.
We all agree that dating in Australia is just not it at all. Here's the problem. Australian men, gorgeous, stunning, exactly my type. Give me a man with a mustache any day of the week. However, why are you guys all so shy? I never realised coming from the UK just how confident the men there are. And in comparison, there is no urgency with the men here whatsoever. I feel like guys just don't make the first move here, which is a little bit disappointing when you are very single. I feel like in general Australians are just a lot more laid back, but if you guys could be a little less laid back when it comes to dating, that would be great. Has anyone else experienced this, or is this just me?
It takes 2 to tango, honey. If you want to be in a relationship, you have to get out of your comfort zone and start making the first move. Sitting back and waiting for a man to come to you won't get you anywhere today, because men have dialed back on taking the first step. And what do women have to lose anyway if they were to approach a guy? It's far easier for them.
People sound way too full of myself. You're right, and I ain't even made it to dessert. Shake what you got there, yeah. And I'm ice so rich like a player. Got Miami, LA. Now the ass is fat like an egg. Come to the spot with.
The vast majority of single women today say they want to be approached more in real life by men. But this isn't just a problem of saying that guys need to be more brave. This is also an issue of women needing to seem like they want to be approached. So for example, a lot of guys I know will say, I'd love to meet a woman at the gym, that they think women who go and work out regularly share their values of health and fitness and self-improvement. But the problem is that we're all wearing our headphones at the gym. We're not paying attention to other people, and we're trying to get through our workout as quickly as we can. So if we want to be approached more in real life by men, we need to take out our headphones. We need to look and act like we would like to be approached by people and be more open to making casual eye contact with someone or smiling or waving and making it seem like we're ready for someone to come up and talk to us.
Usually women don't just want any guy approaching them, only the attractive ones, but it's also not as simple as that. Either way, the guys gave up. Men don't want to be rejected, and we aren't going to approach you unless we think you're interested. I used to go to the gym at 4 a.m. just to avoid the gauntlet of desperate women. So many guys have just checked out of dating. It's just not worth it. In reality, women need to approach men as women are the ones who choose their partners, and they can go for the ones they want. Before these women can even think about wanting to be approached, they need to focus on being approachable. Some of them walk around mean mugging with an attitude, sending out a vibe that practically screams, "Stay away," and then they wonder why guys won't come up to them. A welcoming smile or simply making eye contact can go a long way in signaling openness. And let's not forget that women can always make the first move, but they often choose not to. clinging to outdated expectations that the man should initiate. The reality is, the kind of men these women want to approach them must fit a very specific mold. Tall, very attractive, and often with a certain level of status or confidence. Regular guys who may not check every box on their superficial checklist don't even stand a chance. Even if these guys muster the courage to approach, they're often dismissed or overlooked simply because they don't fit into the idealized fantasy these women have in their imaginations.
If she says she's not ready for a relationship, what she really means is she's not ready for a relationship with you. Never wait or beg her to change her mind. Let her go and go date other women yourself. If she decides later that she wants a relationship with you, she can let you know, at which point you can decide if you want to pursue a relationship with her.
You're not getting approached to the bar because you're too hot. Let me show you my matrix, okay? Hotness by approachability. So if you are showing up as a 10 out of 10, like I know you are, like a smoke show, you're not gonna get approached. No one wants to get rejected by someone that hot. That's just mortifying. But also if you're an uggo, yeah, no one's gonna wanna date you either. So prime approachability. If you're going out to a bar to meet men, you wanna be a 6 to an 8 on the level of hotness. Hot enough that they're like, oh yeah, I can see it, but not too hot where they're scared of you, okay? But then that first date, all bets are off. You show up as that 10 out of 10 hottie that I know you are. They're gonna show up to that date and they're like, damn, must have been dark in that bar because this girl is fine, okay? Matrix, bell curve, okay?
And there you have it, a woman feeding other women's egos, making them believe lies instead of encouraging them to step up and approach a man. They've convinced themselves that their hotness is what's keeping men away, as if guys are somehow intimidated by their looks. This delusion only gets worse because they keep repeating these ideas among each other, creating an echo chamber where no one is willing to admit the truth. Then, you even have women in the comments asking men to confirm whether this is true or not, almost fishing for validation to support their fantasy. In reality, the guys at the bars aren't worried about approaching anyone who's giving off an unapproachable vibe. They're there to have a good time, hang out, and enjoy the moment, not to chase after women who think their attractiveness alone makes them untouchable. These women think they're so hot that men are scared, but in truth, men aren't intimidated. They're simply uninterested in the drama and high-maintenance attitude.
Totally 110%. I think I didn't find my husband yet because all the women expectations is really having the men go into a hole. Because who the hell is y'all to say y'all want a man that make $500,000 a year? They hide because of y'all unrealistic ass expectations. Send me somebody that got enough to make sure that I got lights on, water running, I'm smiling, and we eating. Y'all asking for the most. Y'all want a man to buy y'all a boat, I can't even say it right. Y'all want a man to buy y'all a boat, a yacht, and a crib, and pay for your kids' schooling, your desires, your kids' desires. Like, that shit, you hear how unrealistic that shit sound? This how a lot of y'all women sound. Ridiculous. That's why we ain't got nobody yet, cause y'all scaring them into a damn hole. Please, separate me from everybody else. Husband, come find me. You ain't gotta make $500K for me. You could make $500. If you can make that shit work all year and I'm eating, I'm good.
A woman asked me once to buy her a Range Rover. I said, why would I buy you a car and you can't even afford to put gas in it? It's so crazy, because a woman told me I needed my own everything to be with her. And when I told her what I wanted in a woman, she stopped talking to me. Women today are too much into the world. They rather have worldly possessions than love. American women want the same man, which is why they end up as single mothers and used up, and then proceed to blame all men for their poor choices. Well, the men aren't scared, but the only thing these women have done is push these men into the arms of women in other countries who actually appreciates them for who they are. These women expect so much from their man, and yet they can't do any of those things for themselves. They don't even want to contribute or bring any type of value to the relationship. They come empty-handed and expect you to fund their lifestyle.
Where do single men between the ages of 28 and 40 go on Saturdays? And I don't mean like a specific restaurant or a specific location. I mean, generally speaking. Are they at the gym? Are they at a bar watching football? Are they on a hike? Are they at home doing additional work? Are they at the driving range? Are they getting brunch with their friends? What does a 28 to 40-year-old single man's typical Saturday look like? Because I can tell you what a Saturday for a 28 to 40-year-old single woman looks like. As part of my fall of outdoors, I'm trying to integrate experiences where I get to meet the male species. Every time that I've tried to do that, the places that I end up tend to be proliferated with 24-year-old men screaming at a television about football. For example, my Saturday looks like this. I wake up, I take my dog on a walk, I try to get in a gym class of some sort, Pilates, some kind of stretching class, I take a shower, make a cup of coffee, make my breakfast, and then I try and do about 2 hours of either work or personal, errands. And then from about 12 p.m. until approximately 5 p.m., I try and do something social with my friends. We'll go to a bar to watch a football game, go to the beach for the afternoon, whatnot. And then I typically stay in on Saturday night, order in DoorDash, watch a movie, have a glass of wine, and go to bed. That's the male equivalent of that, so I know where to find you guys during the period of 12 to 5.
I feel like the most important question you should be asking: what were you doing from 18 to 27 that you couldn't find a guy exactly? We stay at home, as dating is pointless these days. As a 25 female who's dated, they are on dates with women that are 21 to 24 years old, doing everything that they couldn't do if they were in a relationship, basically having fun.
I have a question for other women who date women. If you're going on a date with a woman and she kind of expects you to pay, is that a turn off or can that be a turn on? That might be a weird question because it might be obvious for some people, but I am just wondering your opinion.
The difference between dating Australian and American men. Excuse my hair, I just woke up and this is literally what it looks like before I blow dry it. I never thought I would say this, but I am on the American train. A series where I went on multiple dates for an entire year in Sydney. I went on a lot of dates and they were generally objectively good. I think only 2 made it to a second date. I feel like in Australia we have such a laid back culture and that really goes into our dating culture as well. I think it's no secret that when you go out, Australian men don't really approach you. Unless they're blackout. When I was overseas last year, I started dating people from all over the world. And I went on a date with 2 Australians and it just wasn't it. Then I started dating Americans. They were assertive, forward, made plans. I'm not somebody that wants to chat on a dating app for ages. You either want to meet up or you don't. I definitely found that American men took the initiative to plan dates. Just kind of took the lead, which I think you should do. I was in Colorado recently and I set my Hinge there. And the amount of men that would match with me and start conversation and really zone in on different things that I had in my dating profile. Versus putting it to Sydney, they'll just like the photo but no follow up. I've had a bunch of girlfriends that have come from different countries. They come to Australia and we go on a night out and they're just is there something wrong with me? Because no guys come up and approach. Us literally walking out on the streets in the United States and dudes will just straight up come up to you. Yeah, American men. Never want citizenship. Permanent residency is kind of a vibe.
Madam, you can stop right there. You are the problem. If you've been on so many dates and still can't land a man, the fault lies with you. Another thing is women who goes on so many dates aren't dating with the intention of finding a man. They're just looking for a fun time and a free meal. When you're only focused on enjoying the moment and taking advantage of someone else's generosity, it's no wonder real quality men aren't sticking around.
What are we supposed to do about lots of girls saying they don't want to be approached at all in public? First of all, I think you meant to say women, but we'll let that one slide for now. And I don't know who all these women are because the vast majority, if not every single woman I've spoken with, wants to be approached in public again, opposed to just relying on online dating. The key is that you as a man have to have more attentiveness to the nuances of the situation, right? It all depends on when you do it and then how you do it. So first of all, when? Never approach a woman when she's working out. Just let her work out. Never approach a woman when she's in a potentially vulnerable situation, i.e. at night, walking to her car, taking public transit. And also when she's very clearly in a rush, I think that goes for both genders. It's just common courtesy. And then secondly, how? Be respectful. Say, hi, excuse me, give them a compliment, ask for the time, start some small talk, whatever. And then if/when they say they're not interested in you or show it very clearly with their body language, back off. Don't push it. No one's gonna get mad at you for respectfully approaching a stranger in public and then leaving them alone when they want to be left alone. That's fine. No one's gonna cancel you or whatever for that. The problem is some men don't seem to understand this. And if you can't get it through your head that you have to be respectful and a little bit more aware of what's going on before approaching a woman in public, then I can't help you because you have brain damage, most likely from playing football.
Personally, I think it's nonsense. If the right guy approaches her, the one who ticks all her boxes, she'll be intrigued and more than willing to talk to him. When these women say they don't want to be approached, what they really mean is they don't want to be approached by men who don't fit their ideal image. Tall, attractive, and fitting some unrealistic checklist. Let's be real. If a guy is over 6 feet tall, conventionally handsome, and gives off a certain vibe, all those so-called boundaries about not wanting attention magically disappear. It's not about wanting space or privacy. It's about selective attraction. They use "I don't want to be approached" as a shield to reject men they don't find immediately appealing, while still hoping that their dream guy will come up and sweep them off their feet. It's a double standard that just reinforces superficiality.
So I went on a first date and a car was about to hit me and he grabbed me and pulled me away.
Well, I guess contrary to popular opinion, there are guys out there that still know how to behave like gentlemen.
And I don't know why, but that just gave me the ick.
Oh, of course it did. Let's hear why.
Because it's literally the first date. Why are you so obsessed with me? Like, it was just so desperate. And it's like, play it cool.
Wow. I mean, seriously, wow. This has to be satire. Please tell me that this was satire. Or maybe rage bait for views, possibly. Because it's almost too much to believe that an individual would actually get the ick from a guy saving them from such a situation. And then again, after seeing the other icks that are listed out there, it doesn't really come as a surprise. But I would like to point out that there would be a lot more complaining if the guy actually didn't save her from that situation. Guys just can't seem to win, can they?
I believe I just cracked the code of how to meet guys organically in person and for them to come up to you and ask for your number and ask you out on a date. Because I've had this happen to me 4 times in the past 30 days. And no, it is not at a bar or a club. I don't really go out and party or drink. Plus, the quality of men there are subpar. I also refuse to use a dating app. I've never had one and I'm not going to start now. So meeting guys organically is the only option for me. When you're at the gym, keep your fucking head down and bust your ass. Push some heavy weight and press them in, and I can guarantee you are going to stand out amongst the rest of the women there. And guys are going to be attracted to your work ethic. And I used to be like, oh, I would never want to meet a guy at the gym because I do not look good. And that is not a place where I want to talk to anyone. But there's like-minded men there who have something in common with me. So I feel like it actually is a good place to meet someone that I would potentially want to be with. And you instantly already have something in common, so it just makes that conversation a bit easier. So maybe instead of using Hinge or going out to bars and clubs and getting wasted and trying to meet men that way, just push yourself in the fucking gym and get off this badass type of energy.
I actually agree with meeting people in real life rather than relying on dating apps. There's something genuine about face-to-face interactions that you just can't replicate online. But for men, I wouldn't recommend approaching a woman at the gym at all, simply because things aren't the same anymore. The gym used to be a neutral place where people could connect. But nowadays, it's become a risky environment for men to approach women. Too many guys have been labeled as creepy for simply striking up a conversation, even if their intentions were harmless. Some women are quick to assume the worst, and with social media, a simple interaction can easily be misinterpreted or even publicly shamed.
2,
2,
3.
Thanks.
Well,
So this is final?
this is final.
Do you think you're the least attractive?
I don't think so.
Where do you think you would fit yourself in this on that?
Well, I mean, I don't know, because I feel like personality is a big thing. Nobody really wanted to be last, and I could kind of feel that vibe. So I was just like, you know what, it's fine. Like, nobody is a 5, really.
You go over there, and then like just shift down. What would you switch?
I switch her and her. You go over there. Alright.
I feel bad.
I was surprised at them placing me at the bottom.